that's what you're here for, aren't you? Change your family's life, and that a belt's not going to change my family's life. It's the big fights that do.
I like it. I'll call you Pat then.
Right.
Just for you. Right, Vasyl Dukar. I like this fight.
Yeah.
How's preparation gone for it? And the only reason why I'm asking, Vasyl's quite small. He's a cruiserweight compared to you. You're huge. And you've been sparring heavyweights. How does that transcend into a fight with a naturally sized cruiserweight?
Well, it's more like it's hard to get sparring, to be fair. And most of them are the heavyweights who I spar with and get good rounds out of. And I have been getting good rounds out of, obviously, Solomon and Riakporhe. Really, really good rounds. So I just think if I'm preparing with them, heavy hitters and big men, because like Vasyl, he is a big lump as well, and he's quite strong in the clinches and stuff. So I just wanted to sort of mimic that a little bit, really.
And how has it gone?
Yeah, it's gone really well. Yeah, training camp's gone great, no injuries or anything, and my weight's where it needs to be, and yeah, I just can't wait now to get in there Friday. This is the point where it's all excitement now. Really, the nerves go a little bit, and then they come back, and then they go. But yeah.
I like your style of fighting. You're very dangerous, very aggressive. You've got that natural bad intentions, because it's all well and good being a fanciful boxer, but if you haven't got that venom behind it, it in the professional ranks, it sort of like goes down the drain, doesn't it? And I'm sure your mate Dave Allen can tell you about that, who just marches off very quickly.
He does.
So about your style, that aggression, that bad intentions, talk to me about that.
Yeah, it's just built in me, to be fair, ever since I was a kid. It's something, you're right, it's just something that's, it can't be taught, I don't think. You either have it or you don't. And it's like I've got two brothers who box, and they're only young. Well, Daniel, actually, the middle one, he's stopped boxing now. He's 23, and he had a good few fights. But what my point is that he boxed with his heart. He was like there to have it. And then my little brother Ben, he's still fighting now. He's only 14. He's had like 30 odd fights, and he loves to have it as well. And I do think it is just in the genetic makeup, really. So yeah, that I'll never change my style, but I am yet to show my boxing side as well. Yeah.
I like the fact that you pointed that out, because I know that Dukar, and I remember his fight that he had with Jordan Thompson, who's also on the card. He was quick with a counter, and I know that you're not afraid to get stuck in. I can say that because when you're in front of someone, you're not afraid to obviously take one just so you can get inside and really cause the damage to them. And sometimes that can be risky when you know someone, say, for example, they've got good timing, or they know exactly where to hit you to get that KO.
Yeah, it's... with all timing and stuff like that, that's down to experience as well, I think. And with my level of experience with the GB squad and that, I've mixed it with so many different styles. And this is what I try and say to people, like, I know the different sports, the amateur game and the pro game, but when you're at the highest level as an amateur and you travel in the world, like, people don't watch, people don't see what you're doing. But I've been there, and I've been in with so many different nations and styles, and people who are awkward, people who are tough, and that's really put me in great stead for the pro game. I count my blessings big time.
Forgive me on my ignorance, because sometimes I have a gripe. We get fighters that come off GB, maybe even Olympians, but it doesn't always transcend into the professional game.
It's true.
So how do you find, I don't know, Pat, almost like the balance to be able to experience those styles as an amateur, where it's more about points, not necessarily getting the stoppage, but then transferring that into the vicious game, which is professionals, because it doesn't always work for all amateurs.
No, I've always, when I got onto GB, I was only on there for a short time, to be fair. And
that explains that then.
Yeah, it was, I think, when I qualified, I think Rob McCracken said, I'm joint first with AJ in terms of becoming an Olympian the fastest. and that was 2.5 years, I think. Me and I was on the squad for 2.5 years, whereas you're supposed to do cycles and stuff and be on for a long time. So yeah, I kind of swooped in, swooped out, and they knew they couldn't change my style either. I was too far into it, and yeah, you can't, like, because I got on when I was about 22 years of age. You're already a man, really. So it's not like you're getting on when you're younger and they try and mould you differently. And also they see if someone's got a certain way in them and how it clicks and all that. So yeah, the coaching over there, it's good coaching and they've got a great facility. But yeah, they just kind of added on things onto my style, really.
So when we talk about that potential, like, just probably tightening up the skill base, but like you said, you went abroad, you got all of that experience, and it was easy for you to transcend it into pro boxing, because like I said, I've seen it sometimes. I'm thinking you haven't really left the amateurs. There's certain things certain styles of fighters, but you were always clearly destined to have that pro style that you've self-admittedly said it couldn't be changed. Yeah, no, it was. It's always been my goal, really, the professional game. Like, obviously, I am an Olympian, but that was never my, like, childhood dream, believe it or not. I can't believe I am an Olympian. I can't believe I've gone through that sort of, pathway, and I do count my blessings through it. But my goal as a kid, when I was on runs as a little kid, and you're dreaming in your head, it was always, in an arena, professional and all that stuff. So those goals were already like set in stone. I like that because it shows that you've got a clear path. I'm excited to speak to you, actually, because the size of you, I know cruiserweights, it always tends to be a story that, I probably shouldn't have been at a cruiserweight. I made the weight for too long. Your name's been mixed in already for a future fight, and I'm sorry if you've been asked this question 5,000 times. Your name's now starting to be mentioned with the likes of Moses Atauma as a potential future fight, and I think that it was Adam Catterall that I heard that from. What do you think of that? Yeah, listen, it's all, if people are talking about you, it's all good in my eyes. It's a compliment. But then on the flip side, I've got a lot of work to do as a cruiserweight, and it takes time to transition into the heavyweights as well. You've got to fill out into a heavyweight. I've definitely, I make weight as a cruiserweight. Comfortably. I get it done. I wouldn't say it's comfortable enough if I tick the right boxes, but you can't say to me you can't just ring me up last minute saying you need to make a certain weight. It's not like that. But if I've got time and a training camp, then obviously I can make the weight the right way. So listen, it's an option in the future going over to heavyweight. Definitely, I'm not going to frown upon that. But at the moment, all my energy is this Friday and the cruiserweight division first. But it's good. It's good that I'm 5 fights in and people are already putting me in mega fights. So yeah, it's great. Dave Allen, somebody that I know that you share the gym with, you two have this great camaraderie with each other, even doing your own podcast now, helping each other, cheering each other on, getting each other ready for a fight. Dave Allen, as you know, is going to take on Filip Herovic. That's a damn dangerous fight. Yeah. But we know what Dave Allen's like. He doesn't care. He'll fight anyone. Yeah. How does that rub off on you? Yeah, it's a big fight. Thing is with Dave, you don't know what version you're going to get mentally and physically. Obviously, after the Makhmudov fight, he was saying he just wants to do big domestic fights now, and obviously he's changed his mind, and now he's going back in with the big boys. But I respect it; it's in him, and yeah, people go on. I said it before about his chin and all that, but the reason why he's got a good chin is because he rides the shots well. His defence is good. He's experienced, and yeah, it is a big fight. It's in Doncaster, obviously, at the stadium. I think this is his biggest fight of his life, and it's going to be the best night of his life in terms of the audience he's going to bring there, and I think that's what he's doing it for as well. So. Yeah, Herovic he's a man you can't take lightly, and I don't think Dave will. Obviously, the version of Dave against Makhmudov, he was fit, but he didn't have them gears to go through it, and I think he knows that now. So I think it has aligned, rightly so, after the Makhmudov fight, but everyone knows he's up against it, and I think Dave likes that, to be honest. When you talk about the styles, they say that styles make fights. we know Filip Herovic to be, I'd say, he's like more like a pure boxer. You know, he's got that stiff jab. He's you know, he's 1-2s.
Yeah.
He's kind of like rooted. That's kind of like his foundation. How does somebody like Dave Allen capture that and try and manipulate it to make sure that he gets the win? I know he's got the overhand. I know he's sharp with that. I know he can just like pop it out of nowhere. But when you look at it as a fighter, what do you see that probably us as the fans won't?
Probably Dave's got to make it his fight.
How? This is what I'm saying.
I think.
How do you nullify Herovic's jab?
I'll be giving away the game plan, won't I? So I'm not going to do that.
So if you was to nullify,
I know what Dave needs to do, but I'm not gonna say it.
So if we can speak generically, then.
But then it's still like, yeah, I wouldn't do that to Dave.
So he's got to make it his fight. Then we'll put it back to you.
Fight, yeah.
He's got to make it his fight.
He's got to make it his fight, and I know how he can make it his fight. I know what he's good at, and I know, you know, Dave's a lot smarter than people think. And yeah, if he goes in smart and he believes in himself, then he's got a chance.
And when you
more than a chance.
When you see fighters that have potentially a slower start or a quicker start, how would you address that fight when you think about somebody like that, somebody that's known as a boxer? Forget Herovic. When you think about making it your fight, do you start off quick with a fight like that so you can always have that fair advantage because you've started early? Because obviously letting it go on, you're going to have to try and get the KO, or you're going to have to really pull out something spectacular to put the ball back in your court. It's something that you can't really let go too many rounds, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. There's a balance of starting slow and steady and working your opponent out, and then you're going to have to start nicking the rounds then, and then you get yourself into it. So I think there's a feeling out process that, you know, world-class fighters do. So I do think starting off slow is good at times, but it depends how long you do it for. And obviously against Makhmudov, Dave did it a bit longer than he should have. But like I said, that's just down to the gears. He didn't have the gears to go up and down and up and down. So yeah, he just needs to obviously get the engine sorted, and he should be sweet.
Not overlooking Dukar. The horizon that you see out there for you as a cruiserweight. What are you seeking to achieve when we look at the belts? We're looking at potential unifications or potentially undisputed before you move over to heavyweight. Is it imperative that you become undisputed, or are you okay to be unified and then move on?
Yeah, I'm not really bothered with all
aren't you?
sort of. I was saying it before, like belts and that are great, but I just go and give them my family and say, there you go. And like, I'm not really like, oh, look at this belt, I'm absolutely buzzing. Obviously, it gets you in the rankings, gets you in the big fights, but that's what I want. I just want the big fights. I want people to see a bit. I just want people to remember me as like a great fighter. And obviously, it's nice to say, oh, he's a former world champion, or he's a former this. Like, yeah, it has a ring to it. They're the positives of it, but I'm not one of them fighters where I get hypnotised by a belt and all that stuff. There's more to boxing. I'm a prize fighter foremost. Like that's what you're here for, aren't you? Change your family's life, and that a belt's not going to change my family's life. It's the big fights that do.
I love that. Listen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All the best on Friday, and hopefully we'll catch up again soon, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Pat Brown.
Thank you very much.